Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of the Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Western North Carolina fishing report with Dale Collins of Tuckaseegee Fly Shop. How you doing, Dale?
Doing great, Marvin. Hope you are.
Yeah, I think we're getting ready to trudge into the dog days of summer, though.
Man, it feels like it's gotten here early this year, and June we had a brief reprisal from the heat, but it's kind of come back a little bit on us here. Yeah, summer fishing at its finest.
Yeah, which, we were talking about this before we started recording, is we're now going to get into the, go early and go late and skip the middle of the day. But, we were saying how important it is to really check those nighttime lows to make sure they're getting down to give the water a chance to cool down into the low 60s.
That's exactly right. We've got some, you look at like a 10-day forecast and you see those lows for any of the mountain towns west of Asheville getting down around 55 or so. That's a good sign. Lower 60s work too. And, water temperatures aren't solely dictated on overnight lows because there are ground springs coming up into the creeks that we can't necessarily see that cool the water off as well. So there's all sorts of things going on, but certainly when it's summer, we need all the help we can get with some of these temperatures.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I don't know, for me, I generally kind of pull the plug when the water temperature is getting close to about 67, 68 degrees.
That's exactly right. That's, keep the thermometer with you. And, that water temp is probably going to happen somewhere in that 11 o'clock to noon hour, depending on your elevation. And you'll see the bite just completely shut off. So that's exactly the ballpark there in temps. But, if you've just got the afternoon and you want to make sure you fish somewhere, keep that smallmouth game in your back pocket too. So kind of a good fallback there.
Yeah, got it. And so, we've talked about this before. We're now, when you get to summertime, we're talking about, inchworm imitations, beetles, ants. But, do you have any hatch activity that folks ought to look for either early or late if they're up in the park?
Absolutely. Sulfurs, that game's happening. The light Cahill in the mornings and evenings, and still blueing olives in the morning, especially the cooler mornings. You have to be ready. We had 44 degrees here on the thermometer in Webster last week, so it's certainly within the realm to still have those sub 50 degree starts and see bluing olives kicking around. And I would still do dry dropper. I think the dry fly game, that's where it's at, but I think you have a nymph on there just as like a little safety valve.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I guess, the tuck, obviously it's lower and it's DH, but, we were talking before we started recording, there's still some trout left in there.
There are, yeah. It's I think you want to be careful in your timing. Definitely in that early afternoon to late afternoon, leave it alone. But in the mornings, get out there when you can and fish some of it, and then come out there even like the last 2 hours before dark. There's a lot of good dry fly activity that can happen, but again, watch your temperatures and pay attention to what Duke Energy is doing, because that can send some cool water down and really help the game there.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we were talking about smallmouth, and so people want to kind of get in. We're getting ready to get right into that awesome, topwater bite for smallies. Where should they go? Little Tennessee is going to be probably your numbers game. In the mornings, start early. You can start out with some topwater stuff, throw in some various colored poppers, and then throw a little girdle bug, woolly booger underneath that as a trailer. And that can be a really good game right now. Throw streamers as you hire sun. I really like just going out there the last few hours of the evening. You're not having to wear like serious fly gear. You're just out there in like sandals and your swimming trunks, just wading around the Little Tennessee. The topwater bite can be a lot of fun wading out there around some of the ledges. And with a little bit of rain, we haven't had a lot of rain, so the Little Tennessee is super accessible in a lot of areas where smallmouth are going to be hanging out right now. The tuck smallmouth, down in the Bryson City area, that can be a pretty good game. But the numbers aren't there, but you do have a chance for better size. Yeah, well, there you go. And folks, we love questions on the Articulate Fly. You can email them to us. You can DM us on social media. You can drop them in the comments to our social media posts, whatever is easiest for you. And if we use your question, I will send you some Articulate Fly swag, and we're in a drawing for something cool from the shops at the end of the season. And
Dale, before I let you get back to the chainsaw, you want to let folks know shop hours, location, and all that kind of good stuff?
Absolutely, man. So we are blessed to be located in 3 beautiful downtowns of Waynesville, Silva, and Bryson City. And we're open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And you can check us out online at tuckflyshop.com, and you can shoot us an email anytime.
Yeah, and you're close to all 3 of those locations are close to good coffee too.
Absolutely. That's a must. We have to have great coffee within an earshot of us or right beside us is even better. And then also have good beer in the neighborhood.
Yeah, there you go. Well, listen, folks, you owe it to yourself to get out there and catch a few. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Dale.
You too, Marvin.